I don't know if this month's gonna be as big as the last month because I don't know how you could be as big as last month. However, I'm sure there's always stuff coming out because that's the way capitalism works. Isn't it a lovely, lovely nightmare? Matt, you got the list.
I gotta say, there's just like too many games coming out.
It's complete
Like
bullshit, isn't it?
it,
It's been
it's
such a
amazing.
cooked year.
I felt so sorry for Square Enix because they're out there releasing Final Fantasy 16, and all the reviews are rolling in, and everybody's celebrating this game and saying it's great and all that stuff. And then like 1 hour later, Nintendo's got Direct, and they announce a whole crap load of games. And
Mario RPG.
yeah, totally steal the thunder off Square Enix, and then all of a sudden people are looking forward to another pile of games. It's just ridiculous. There's just too many. They need to like collude or something so there's fewer game releases, I
Yeah, they need
say.
to make some cartels.
Yeah. Anyway,
Yeah, what we need is some organized crime.
let's roll through the games of July, shall we? Okay, on the PlayStation, we've got Guilt to start with on July 6th. I don't know what Guilt is, except that it's the new game from Tequila Works,
Except that I'm full of it.
which is Tequila Works is a developer I know the name of for some reason. Guilt is
I'll
an
look it up. Hold on.
eerie story mixing fantasy and reality in a surrealist place where your nightmares become reality. Hide from horrible creatures or confront them as you find your way through the challenges of this wicked world. So that sounds good, just on principle. I'll give it a go.
Sounds very like 2000s.
Yeah.
Oh, they made Rhyme and Deadlight.
Oh, there you go. That's why I know the name.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So
All
they're
right.
they're a developer with some cred. Give them a go.
They
if you
got some
like.
stuff.
Yeah. On July 7, we got the first major release of the month in The Legend of Heroes, Trails into Reverie. I do hope you've played the 16 previous Legend of Heroes games because you'll need to
See,
make sense of this one.
that messes me up, right?
It
Because
does.
I thought those big charts, I thought that was like a meme. Like the
No, that's
how
the
to
real
play the
thing.
trails games. I thought that was a joke. I didn't realize that was people being genuinely serious. And
Yeah.
oh boy, they were genuinely serious.
I love that it exists. It's not for me, but I love that there is a game series like that where to fully enjoy it, you're going to need to hunker down and just slog through 1,000 hours. The one piece of gaming.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
god, yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, as one of those people who has played way too much of the Legends of Heroes series, I can sit down and enjoy this one. I will be doing so, and just what I needed. So close after Final Fantasy XVI, another 100-hour JRPG. There we go. Speaking of which, on July 13, there's another JRPG coming out, Atelier Marie Remake, The Alchemist of Salzburg, which is a remake of the very original Atelier from memory. Saying that, I hope I haven't mixed the order up. But anyway, it's one of the first ones, if not the first. And I have played it a little bit in preview. It is lovely and delightful and sweet and charming. And if you like your Atelier games, this is a return back to tradition. So you will get a kick out of that. Yes, that's July 13. On July 13, same day, we've got Ed Zero Zombie Uprising, which is a roguelike action zombie B grade slash 'em up thing, which is by D3 Publisher, which is the team behind the likes of Onichambara and Schoolgirl Zombie Hunter. This one doesn't have the pervy stuff in it, I don't believe. It is just an out
So
and out
it's a
action
simple
game.
games.
Yeah,
It's like a simple games brand. Yeah.
pretty much. It's just going to be an out and out action game. I don't think this one has the fan service, but yeah, if you like your B grade zombie stuff, then these guys are actually pretty reliable at that. So you will probably get a kick out of that. You can actually play as a sumo wrestler in this one, which is pretty neat.
It's always
That'll be
funny to
cool.
see a fan service developer go, what if we made one but without the fan service?
Yeah, who knows how
And
that's
then
going
they
to
never
go
do
for
it again
them.
because they make a quarter of the profit.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
there's like, I wonder why.
true that. Okay, so we've got Exoprimal coming out on July 14. This is an
Yo, that's a game.
online team-based action game. That's another one of those
I'm
live
so
service things, isn't
excited.
it?
No, kind of, but like it's a Capcom game, so it's probably gonna be decent.
Oh, is it? Oh,
I'm
interesting.
really yeah, Exo Primal is the dinosaur killing game made by Capcom. It is
Right.
a 4v4 team-based PvEVP game, and having played like a shit ton of the beta, it's actually really fun. I don't know if it will hold anyone's attention for more like a week and a half because I don't know longevity of this sort of thing, but it's really cool. I really enjoyed it. I was annoying my girlfriend the entire beta weekend, being like, "It's so cool." So you know, it seems pretty neat. It's also on Game Pass as well. So if you do have Game Pass, it's the way to probably try it out, see if you like it. Um, yeah, no, I had a good time with it, so we'll see. We'll see if it's actually like good or not, or has any content to sustain itself.
Content, huh, Alan? Content.
I mean, yeah, it's not going for art, Matt. It's not going for art. It's the dumbest shit I've ever seen in my life. It's it's nothing good.
But it's going to be
But oh
better
boy,
than
it's for
Redfall, right?
me. I mean, like, yes.
It's just got to
There's not
be.
many things that are worse than Redfall. Genuinely not many things.
Moving on. July 18, we've got Lisa Definitive Edition. Don't know much about this one, but it's a
Oh,
horror
do you
game.
not?
Is this the
No.
sad
No, it's not.
RPG?
Yeah, this is Lisa the Punished and stuff like that, and Lisa the Painful. They are extremely brutal RPGs that, in a perfect world, would have gotten bigger than Undertale. But unfortunately, because
Interesting.
they have a their audience is very, very limited because it contains a lot of very like full-on themes.
Well,
Um,
this one's got an interesting
so
concept. After a mysterious event known only as the White Flash wipes out all women in existence, warlords,
mhm.
imbeciles, and perverts are left to rule the world of Olaf.
Yep,
That's an interesting concept, that is.
yeah, it's really,
I feel
really
like
good.
Undertale has more appeal to wider audiences, whereas this one really
That's what I
is
mean.
a
Yeah.
you have to hate everything.
Yeah, this is I hate myself and everyone else, and I'm gonna play a game that's very hard and will make me sad.
So it's a game for
It's very
misogynists. That's a
patho.
cool.
It's pathologic as a JRPG.
Interesting. I'll
You
keep an
might
eye
like it,
out for
Matt.
that one. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Crosstales comes out on July 20. That's an RPG too, I think, isn't it? Pretty
Cross
sure it is.
Tales?
Yeah. The logo's very
Is that spelled
JRPG.
Crosstails with like a CROSS, or is it spelled with an X?
No, no,
And is it
so
Tales like Tales or Tails?
Tails. Cross Tales. I mean, it's just got a very
Mm.
JRPG icon thing there, and it sounds like a JRPG. The Kingdom of Ravenfurt, a country in the Hundians, and the Republic of Hidik, a nation of the Fellis, a war between two peoples will evolve through the interference of an ominous third power. That's got to be a JRPG.
That sounds like an RPG.
There's just no
That's just
way
the
it can't
plot of
be.
fucking Xenogears.
There's just no way it
They've
can't
just
be.
done Xenogears.
It's not bad. I'm not
Yeah.
complaining. Steady is pretty good.
No one, yeah, I love the part in Crosstales where the main character finds out that he's actually a demon the entire time. I'm very excited.
No one's ever done that
On
twist before.
on
Yeah,
July 20
no one's ever done that.
on July 21, we've got Remnant 2. So if you liked Remnant, you've got a
Like, as
second
in
one
From the
coming.
Ashes, right?
Yeah, sequel.
Yeah, that was a good series. It was a good game. It's fun.
Yeah, there we go. It has its audience. So yeah, it's coming out on July 21. Nicolas Cage
Its
comes to
audience
Dead
is
to
me.
Nicolas Cage comes to Dead by Daylight on July 25. I'm sure that'll do numbers. I don't know, as DLC, that's pretty neat, to be honest. I like it.
I'm just gonna call it
It
the
just
Nicolas
seems
Cage
like,
DLC.
He's doing the voice work for that
yeah,
too, by the way. Like it's all original,
yeah.
like Nick Cage in there, which is pretty cool.
He's such a weird man, but I
He
love the
is,
fact that
but
he
he
just
just
doesn't
rolls with it
care.
now. He just rolls with it now. I love
Yeah.
it. I love Nick Cage. He's great.
This is a divulgence, and I'm aware of that. However, I think that Nicolas Cage is the most entertaining actor because whether or not a movie is good or bad, if it has Nicolas Cage in it, you're gonna be entertained.
Yeah, except for one. I can't remember the name of it, but he did a hyper Christian movie. Like it was direct to Christian TV movie at one stage, and like it's so
Gosh.
preachy, and I don't know why he's in it, but he's in it, and it is just even he can't save it.
How
Like,
much did he need money at the time?
yeah, he must have desperately needed money because he doesn't even play it like Nick Cage. He just plays it straight because that would have been what the Christian director demanded of him. But you know the kind of movie I'm talking about, right? He was in one of
Yeah.
those.
It's so
And
Oh, Left
funny.
Behind?
yes, I think that's the name of it. Yeah,
Well, like Left Behind, the apocalyptic.
Yeah.
yeah,
Wow.
yeah. But that's like a hyper preachy Christian film. Do not
It's
watch
actually
it, even though
the
he's in it.
Western Shin Megami Tensei, because it's like a Revelation
No, shut
fan
up. You're
fiction.
right. It is.
Yeah, just don't watch it. Trust me on that one.
Nicolas Cage as the demi-fiend.
So I don't think it works watching it as a comedy then.
No, it's not. It's not funny. It's just very cringe. On July
Depends how drunk you
27,
are.
on July 27, we've got F1 Manager 2023 out. I think the last
Cool.
F1 Manager did pretty good numbers. Like in terms of, I think people enjoyed it a lot. And it was, I think it was the first F1 Manager on console. So now they've done it again. And if you like your racing games to be more sim orientated and thinky, then that one will be for you. Moving on, we've got Double Dragon Gaiden, Rise of the Dragons coming on July 27. If you like your brawlers, then that one will do it for you. And on July 31, we have Rise of the Triad, Ludicrous Edition coming out.
Why does that
So,
ring a bell?
well, the book, right? It's pretty
Wasn't it
famous.
like an old FPS series or something like that?
Yeah, this one is yeah. Rise of the Triad Ludicrous Edition takes players back to the era where shooters were elegant in their simplicity and filled with balls to the wall ferocious action, brought to the modern era courtesy of Night Dive's engine. So yeah, this is Night Dive taking one of the old games from yesteryear and bringing it into today. So there you go. You can enjoy that. I mean, Night Dive is pretty reliable in terms of rescuing um, old games. They did a great job with System Shock recently. It was System Shock,
Mm.
wasn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, it
And
was.
yeah,
Cool.
and they've done so much great work. They did great with bringing Turok 2 into the modern era. They did Shadow Man. This is just their thing, and they're very good at it. So if they've picked Rise of the Triad as one to work on, then that's probably one to look forward to. What do they also do? Blood Rain. They also brought Blood Rain to
Those are
today.
all very 2000 sounding games. I feel like Guilt would fit right in.
Yeah, they do. They just pick those games that you remember enjoying from a couple of decades ago, and
You reckon?
bringing them
You
back.
reckon they'll remake the Bouncer?
Well, that one will be up to
I want the
Square Enix,
Bouncer
wouldn't it? Not.
remastered. I don't care. Give it to Night Dive. They'll do it.
Moving over to the Switch, shall we? That was all PlayStation, by the way.
Oh
Just
my god,
remind
there's
you.
so many bloody games.
Yeah. On the Switch, I'm just scrolling through the rest of June because we're recording a week before the end of the month, and there's like 70 games coming out on the Switch next month. Great. Just a quick one in case this comes out. This podcast will probably be out in time for that. So on June 30, so not quite July yet, but on June 30, we've got Master Detective Archives Rain Code coming out. That is Danganronpa by the Danganronpa creative team, but a different game, but still looks like Danganronpa. So if you liked
It's
Danganronpa, then
Rangan-Donpa.
yeah, it's Danganronpa. You're definitely going to want to look at that game. Trust me
I love
on
that
that.
those series have ended, but they've continued in respective series. Like this AI Somnium Files continuing Zero Escape, and now there's this continuing Danganronpa.
Yep, it is 100% Danganronpa. Like it just everything about it is just Danganronpa all over again. That I've played so far. I hope I haven't broken embargo saying that, but anyway, whatever. Fuck it. On June 30 as well, everybody won to Switch, just because I had to say that.
Yeah,
The one game
Who is
nobody,
that for?
the
everybody
one
wants to
game
Switch.
absolutely nobody wanted, but there you go, it's there. And also on June 30, Ghost Trick comes out on Switch, which everybody
Banger.
does want.
Absolute
Yes,
banger.
that is a lovely, lovely game. All right, now we're into July. On July
Oh my
6th, we've got
God.
Rich Man for Fun, which sounds stupid, I know, but it is a board game by a Taiwanese developer, and it is actually very good fun, like the series itself. The translation tends to be a little bit dodgy, but the game itself is there if you liked Boom Street or Fortune Street, as it was called, or any of those kinds of Monopoly Tycoon, but actually good games that we've had in the digital world. Then Rich Man is actually worth looking at. So yeah, keep an eye out for that one if you like your board games. Sentimental Deathloop comes out on July 6th. I just love the name of that. I don't know anything about this
That's the
game, but
most Japanese name I've ever heard of a video game.
Sentimental
Oh, yeah.
Deathloop is a game that I'm going to play just purely for its name. I have
Yeah,
not.
it's like Arcane's Deathloop, but with more emotions.
Yeah, Sentimental Deathloop. I love it. Moving on. God, there's a lot of crap that comes out on Switch. On July 7, you've got Legend of Heroes coming out on Switch as well. So if you don't want to play it on the TV, you can play it, or you can play it on your Switch with TV as well. But if you want to play it on the go, then you can play it on your Switch that way. So there you go. If you're into the Toho series, there's a new one of those coming out on July 13, Toho New World, which I think it's a bullet hell, I think.
It
So
used to be bullet hell
the
games, but now there's no way of knowing what they are anymore.
Yeah, I don't know what this one is, but I know that series has its fans, so I just thought I'd mention it here for those fans. We have Atelier Marie coming out on Switch as well on July 13, so you can play it that way if you'd like. Wow, there's a lot of Lisa coming out on Switch. So on July 18, we've got Lisa the Joyful Definitive Edition, Lisa the Painful
Yep.
Definitive Edition, and Lisa the Definitive Edition. That's a lot of Lisa.
Yeah. Lisa the Painful is the one that I'm thinking of. Lisa the Joyful, I think, is the Yume Nikki game.
Right.
Yeah, I think. I
I
don't know
only
how it
I,
works, in all honesty.
I honestly thought there was only one Lisa game, so as it turns out,
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
it's a thing.
I think we'll
You
all
can
have
live
to
with.
catch up on, get ourselves educated on Lisa, I guess, over the next month.
It's pretty neat. It's worth it.
I'm genuinely
They're
interested.
not pleasant
Like,
games. They're not pleasant games, but they're fun.
you have piqued my interest, Alan, spelt Peek. You have piqued my interest.
My goal is to give you a new game every month because last month I gave you the PS1 game that was based on bloody what's it called? The From Software series.
Yeah, Kingsfield. I haven't played that
Kingsfield.
one. I haven't played
Yeah.
that inspired one yet, but I do have that on my list to do. It's on my wish list.
You
But,
better.
yeah, okay. So on July 20, we have a couple of games coming out on Switch. We've got Might and Magic Clash of Heroes Definitive Edition, which is a pretty neat little puzzle RPG that was originally released on the DS, I want to say. If you haven't played
probably.
it, if you haven't played it yet, actually look for it because it is very neat. Yeah, and I highly recommend that one. On July 20 as well, you've got Nobunaga's Ambition Awakening coming out, which is the 16th title in the series that has been going for 40 years.
Is there
If
a
you
new
like,
one?
Jesus.
sorry,
Is there a new one?
yeah, it's coming out on July 20. I have an
Oh.
interview with the developer up on digitallydownloaded.net, which you can check out as of this week. But yes, it is a long running series, and if you do like your hardcore strategy, then Nobunaga's Ambition is difficult to beat, and this one is very much a Nobunaga's Ambition game. So gives me exactly what I'm looking for, and I'm very happy with it so far. Cross Tales is also coming out on Switch on July 20 as well. So that's got a lot of stuff coming out on July 20. We've got Haunted Hell House coming out on July 20 on Switch.
I love it.
Don't
Game of the
know
year.
anything about it, but again, we'll check it out just for the name. That is a good name. This game is a horror action adventure game where you explore a creepy mansion. You avoid damaging
Oh,
gimmicks
God.
and a clown and get keys as you go. Oh, it's going to be such a crappy game.
Is this going to be like a parody of like Illbleed?
Probably. It's going to be terrible. You could, I mean,
Man, Illbleed is so cool.
The description of the game here on Metacritic has you can return to the title screen from the menu screen like it's a feature.
I mean,
Groundbreaking.
that's pretty good. That's better than most games on PC at this point, to be fair.
You joke, but also when they don't have that feature, it's really, really
Oh,
annoying.
it is.
So-
Yeah, you'd
I
hate
know.
it if you didn't have it, Matt.
I know, but it is, yeah, that is, if you're listing that as a feature, you haven't got too much going for your game.
It is objectively
The
a good
buttons
feature,
do
though.
something when you press them.
Developers, please put that into your games. It's a good feature.
Okay.
I'll take it.
So one day later, if Haunted Hell House doesn't catch your attention on July 20, one day later you can play Pikmin 4, which comes out on
Hey.
July 21. So I imagine that's probably going to outsell Haunted Hell House, possibly.
I really
Taking a
hope that
guess
the
there.
developers of Haunted Hell House aren't listening to this podcast and being crushed emotionally from our clear, love and respect of the game.
Oh no, I'm gonna play it and probably enjoy it.
You're
You
going to
guys not
enjoy
gonna play it?
You're going to enjoy the
Um,
ability to return to the main menu, Harvard.
No, you have to respect the developer who would put that in there voluntarily.
I don't know if you have to respect them. I think you can tolerate them.
And that's enough for me to play the game.
Yeah.
On July 27, so a couple of days
We
after
just-
Pikmin.
We just talked about Pikmin there.
Yeah, we just kind of glossed over Pikmin. I mean, everybody knows Pikmin's going to be
It's
good
just
fun.
Pikmin.
So yeah, it's Pikmin. On July 27, we've got Radiant Tale coming out on Switch, and I believe that will be another RPG because it sounds like an RPG. It has an RPG logo, so there you go. More RPGs coming out on Switch. July is the month of the RPG. On July 27, you can grab Double Dragon Gaiden on the Switch if you enjoy your brawlers on the go, so that's good. On July 28, Disney Illusion Island comes out. That's a game that I am looking forward to, I think.
What is it?
A platformer. Well, it's from, Mickey Illusion Island.
Like Castle
Mansion?
of Illusion?
Yeah, Castle Illusion, sorry, from way back.
That's pretty
So
cool.
this is a new
into
platformer in
it.
that kind of tradition. And you can play as the 4 main Disney characters, so Mickey and Minnie and Donald and Daisy, and they go on an adventure, on a 2D platforming adventure. It's got a lovely art style. Check it out.
Have those
I-
characters been anything other than mascots for the last 15 or so years?
Yeah, no, Disney can't use them for anything.
No.
Because imagine it's too much of a risk to use them. Like, they're just too valuable to Disney, and if they screw it up, then the value of the entire company kind of gets dunked.
Very funny.
So-
It sounds like they have them locked up in a vault and just. Oh, I mean,
Yeah.
they literally do that, but it's break glass in case of financial emergency.
Yeah, I can't see them ever doing anything like a movie or anything like that with those characters again because they're just too valuable to Disney. So they're kind of trapped. But using them for a game like this, that could be good. I mean, it does look like it's going to be a fun game too. And I'm not the biggest fan of platformers, but this one I am definitely keen to check out.
The original Castle Illusion was fantastic, and also
was.
the remake that happened in the 2010s, I think, was also very, very good.
That was a way forward one, I believe.
No, that was
I think.
Disney Australia. Sega
Oh,
Australia.
Jesus.
Sega Australia, yeah.
Yeah. That was like their last game before they got shut down.
Oh, God.
It was very good. And then finally, it's kind of August, but it's August 1, so I'll mention it. Akiba's Trip Undead and Undressed Director's Cut comes out. So that's the one where you run around
And you
Akihabara.
strip the vampires.
Yeah, you rip their clothes off. It's funny.
I love when you take a game that didn't need a director's cut and you just say director's cut on it.
Yeah.
Implying
No
that the
extra
director had no
changes.
say in that game to begin with.
I feel like you've interviewed the director for this, Matt.
I haven't actually. No, that's one of the ones I haven't.
That surprises me. It's
Yeah.
Don't take this the wrong way. It's a very Matt game.
It is. I definitely enjoy it. If I had the chance to do the interview with him, I would jump at it. But yeah, I've just never had that chance. I've interviewed pretty much every other weird fan service game director there is, but not that one. Anyway,
The funny thing about this game too is the description of it makes it sound like it's a fan service game because we're tearing people's clothes off, but it is not a fan service game. it's a comedy where everyone's clothes are getting removed, and it's not for like the purposes you would assume.
Yeah, it's not
Really?
super like it's not pervy by any means.
Yeah, it's like less than Food Wars in terms of how gratuitous it is. It's just like a regular action game where you happen to be tearing clothes off people.
Yeah. I mean, the description of it, they're finally kind of talking about it in the right terms. Boasting multiple story routes, a unique combat system in which everyday objects become weapons, and a narrative dripping with social satire and subtle nods to Japanese pop culture, which is pretty much that is what it is. So yeah. Anyway, if you haven't played that series before, then give that a go. It is good, and I think it's good. Yeah, it's good to have another opportunity to play it, I guess. So that's it. That's
I don't know
everything
if it's for
for.
me, but
It's
that's a
probably not
game.
for you, Alan, but
No.
that's the lot. Trent, pick one game. Oh, you're going to pick Pikmin. You watch. Trent,
I
pick
am
one
gonna
game.
pick Pikmin because I've already got Pikmin pre-ordered,
There we go.
and it's just like logical to play Pikmin.
There's nothing
But
wrong
probably
with
I
the
respect
Pikmin.
that.
probably the Danganronpa thing if it's not gonna be Pikmin, like that spin-off game thing.
It's not a spin-off. It's a new series.
It's Rangandompa. It's very
just
different.
Rangandompa.
Trent.
Yeah, it's totally not a treading on the licenses and stuff. Yeah, but yes, you will probably
It's not
if you
real Akuma. What are you talking about? It's Gillaruma.
if
It's
He's
you
not
like
real
hat.
Akuma. It's Monaco.
He's not black and white, he's white and black.
He's white with black stripes or black with white stripes.
That's exactly.
But-
I mean, yeah. If you like Danganronpa, you're going to like Raincoat. So there you go. Good choice. Harvard, you're going to pick Everybody 1-2 Switch. You watch.
Yeah, I have a folder on my Switch called Haha What, and it's just games I bring out at parties to humiliate people. And I have 3 games this month I can add to that folder. Everybody's 1-2 Snitch.
Are you sure you're not just humiliating yourself when you bring that folder out?
Oh no, because I can convince people that it's gonna be a fun game and they play it, and then it's mostly fun for me.
It's mostly fun for you.
Everyone else, awful time.
Harvard's great at
Harvard's a
parties.
joy at parties is what we found out. Yeah.
So everybody's got to play Everybody 1-2 Snitch. I'm also gonna get Haunted Hell House, and I'm also gonna get Rich Man for
Yeah.
Fun.
Oh, have you played those before, Harvard?
I thought they're not out yet, right? Rich Man for
Well,
Fun.
there's a couple of Rich Man 10 and 11 already on Switch as well.
No, I've not heard of it.
Oh, go and check them out. It's by Starsoft. Starsoft, is that the name of it? The Taiwanese developer behind the Sword and Fairy series.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's very
Hmm.
funny.
Softstar,
Like
Softstar.
they make a massive Final Fantasy RPG, and then they go, "Let's make Monopoly."
Yeah, it's very. I mean, you played Fortune Street, right, or Boom Street, or whatever it's
Yeah,
called.
yeah.
Yeah. It's exactly that. Like that's
That's
just what they've done.
Great. I really like that.
Yeah. So
Finally, we can stop playing Mario Party.
the translation.
Nothing
is-
against Mario Party, but
The translation is
I was
pretty
gonna say,
dodgy.
what's your problem
but
with Mario
putting that
Party?
aside,
Why can't game developers rip off Cluedo? Like, why can't we have a Luigi's Mansion, but it's like Cluedo? Like, Luigi's
Because-
murdered in like
Pluto is a bad game.
Pluto Loki sucks.
Cluedo is better than Monopoly.
Oh,
Yeah,
actually, no,
but-
they're both
like,
bad.
that's-
They're both bad.
that's really
yeah.
that's like saying something bad is better
Getting
than
kicked in the
something
dick
bad.
is slightly better than being kicked in the eye. But yeah, you're
Why
right.
did
I'm
you
still
stop
upset.
there? Why did you stop there?
Why not? You gonna get kicked in the dick? I don't think so.
Alan.
Matt, what are you gonna play from that?
Oh, me. Okay, what am I going to play? That's a good question. I mean, I have to play The Legend of Heroes. That would have to be the one, I guess, that stands out for me. Because, like I said earlier, I am in the unique position, well, not quite unique, but close enough to unique, that I can actually play that, having played enough of the ones beforehand.
He's
So,
one of the 4 people on this planet who will understand everything.
yeah, and those other 3 people are such a toxic trash fire because that's the community that is around Legend of Heroes.
2 of them are alive and awful. One of them is dead.
Yeah.
It's just a skeleton.
It's such a pity because that whole series is actually great. It has a lot to say. It's really well thought through, and as a project, it is great that they've got this kind of massively linked world of games to play through. They've done some really interesting things with the series. It's just such a pity that it's so difficult to get into at this point if you're new to it, and the community behind it is just that terrible. They're worse than Pokemon fans. They are horrible people for the most part. Yeah, but I love the series, and I'm definitely looking forward to playing that one. So that's my pick for the month. Alan, your turn.
I'm gonna cop out and say I cannot keep up anymore. So I'm gonna play FF16 and I'm gonna play Diablo 4, and that's gonna be my energy. And I'm really sorry to everyone who was expecting me to give a proper good answer here. Yeah, I don't really care because I'm not playing Haunted Hell House because I have self-respect, unlike some of us.
You're not going to play Lisa the Painful?
No, I mean I've already played it once. It was enough for me. It's not a pleasant game. It's great, but it's not a pleasant game. You know what I mean? Like it's you don't go back and say, "Well, I can't wait for a cozy run through of Pathologic." No one says that. So it's it looks like a video game that I will maybe buy on sale, play the first hour of again, and then be like, "Oh yeah, I remember why I found this really hard to play," and then never play it again.
What about the other one, Lisa the Joyful? Oh, that's the finale.
I don't
That's the
remember
sequel.
what Lisa the Joyful is. Is that the sequel one?
Yeah, that's the
That's
final.
I don't remember it being particularly amazing back in the day. But
Oh, they all
know,
look much
whatever.
of the same.
Yeah. It's got that same sort of art. It's Earthboundian.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It looks pretty brutal.
Yeah. It's fun.
Anyway, I'm interested in that one too. So
Good. I'm glad.
Since Alan decided not to do a pick, I'll do a second pick.
Yeah, you're allowed to. I'll give you my pick.
All right. So that's it. Lots of games, lots of JRPGs. If you're a fan of your JRPG, look forward to Not Sleeping in July.